This is exactly right.
Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye. The Hulu original series Furious is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Starring Emmy Rossum as Alice Black, Furious follows a rookie FBI agent on the hunt for Catherine, played by Lola Pettigrew, a mysterious and calculating female serial killer.
While Alice upholds justice, Catherine kills for it, terrorizing the rich and powerful men of New York in her pursuit of vengeance.
With secrets that change everything, Alice discovers there's a thin line between hunter and prey.
Watch the Hulu original series Furious.
Now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Goodbye.
Sometimes the hardest part of therapy is just getting started.
For real, which is why having help that's flexible, accessible, and easy to fit into your life matters.
And that's exactly what Talkspace is designed for.
Talkspace therapy and psychiatry is covered by most insurers, and most insured members pay a copay of $0.
Part of the mission of Talkspace is to provide quality care that is accessible and affordable, whether or not you're insured.
Talkspace has really made it just a kind of no-brainer to try therapy. If you're nervous about talking to someone, if you're nervous about the money, if you're nervous about leaving the house, you don't have to deal with any of that. They have covered it. And for me, like, that is the best way to get into therapy. Take all the what ifs out.
You know you got to do it.
You know you do.
As a listener of this podcast, you'll get $80 off of your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/MFM and enter promo code SPACE80.
That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/MFM and enter promo code SPACE80. Goodbye.
1, 2, 3.
See, we nailed it that time.
Hello. And welcome
To my favorite murder.
This is the Minisode.
Welcome to it.
You wrote to us.
Yep.
You told us stories.
Yep. Here they are.
And now we retell them.
To you. Right back at you. In your face.
It's the same every time on this one. Same every time.
Except, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Cool.
Okay. Where's the one that says 1 on it? No idea.
Who could tell?
Lots of 2s and 3s. What the fuck? Oh, okay. I know what I did. Okay. I won't read you the subject line. I'm still catching up on episodes, currently on episode 190. It just starts that way. There's no greeting, no nothing. We're right into the business.
Please
That's what I
never
like.
say hello to us.
Never. Just it is truly, whether you're on the street, in the future at a party, just walk up and start talking. No one needs the bullshit
Greetings.
stuff. That's from the Victorian era. I am still catching up on episodes, currently on episode 190. I laughed out loud when you said, quote, farmers don't complain. Yes, I know you don't remember saying that. So I figured I'd send you a short first responder story. As a traveling emergency physician assistant, I was in the ER in a very rural town in Arizona. Being in and out of all kinds of ERs and urgent care clinics, I never bat an eye at the people screaming and making a big fuss. They're always fine. What is truly worrying is a farmer sitting quietly in the waiting room in the middle of the day. I was finishing up with the whiniest patient with an infected toe when the nurse let me know that a farmer was here with an ankle injury. He walked into the room with an injured ankle wrapped in a bandana in a boot. I examined the patient, who never flinched, and ordered an x-ray. He said he jumped off a fence on the farm first thing that morning and had been working on it ever since. He never once complained. I was absolutely shocked to find that his foot, ankle, and lower leg were broken in 8 places.
Oh my God.
And completely unstable, like shards everywhere. I have no idea how he would have put any weight on this, never mind walked in on it. Since I was in a remote little native town, I had to life flight the patient several hours away to a real hospital. I more recently had a farmer in an ER in Pennsylvania with a fucking hammer embedded in his face. He didn't even want the lidocaine for me to suture his other wounds. I didn't end up Other ones. I didn't end up touching this one. He went to the OR too. Farmers are scary ass motherfuckers, and so is my father. One time he nailed 3 of his fingers together with a nail gun, and with dirty old tetanusy wire cutters, he made me cut his fingers apart so he could drive himself to the hospital.
Oh, I can't even open my eyeballs right now. I'm so cool.
I was 9.
I was 9.
I was 9.
Oh my God.
We forgot to call my mom when we left for the hospital, who came home to a very bloody scene. Bloody handprints on the front door, big splatters of blood all over the kitchen floor, and a potential murder weapon / wire cutters on the counter, and was not fazed in the slightest, as this was our normal. She just calmly called the hospital, asked which one of us was the patient, and then made dinner. And that was the beginning of my professional career, where I am still pulling things out of people with wire cutters and other fun stuff. Stay sexy and do let your children perform minor surgery on you. Jay,
congratulations on the most interesting life I have ever heard.
I mean, I could have, first of all, the compactness of the way Jay presented those stories to us.
Yes,
thank you.
Great stories.
Just one, that was an anthology. Jay put together an anthology for us. Thank you kindly. And thank you for doing this good work.
I would assume that if you see a farmer anywhere in the middle of the day with the farm, something's wrong. So, you know what I mean? Like they're not going to take half a day off because they feel like it.
No, that's not allowed unless they're at the bank.
Oh, sure. Yeah. On Friday. Absolutely.
'Cause they got to deposit their millions.
Exactly. That was great. Anthology is greatly welcome. Or like, how did you get into your weird career? Because as a childhood, you had to sew someone up who didn't realize you were 8 and that was going to be traumatizing.
Yeah. Recap your childhood trauma that brought you to that made you find your future.
Exactly.
Made you know your path.
Yeah. You figure it out. We're not here.
And then tell us.
Then tell us about it.
Write it up.
All right. This just starts. Hello, all. I'm trying to write this while listening to the snake story from last week, and I can't finish my breakfast. Thanks for that. I grew up in the same relatively wealthy suburb of Rochester, New York, aforementioned in your last hometown episode, which was a while back, right?
Yeah.
Fun fact, Rochester has a large deaf population because of the deaf college there. A couple months ago, my mother, who was profoundly deaf, was home alone sleeping in my childhood home. She woke up at 3 a.m. to the floor shaking, which she thought was thunder. She was trying to fall back to sleep when she saw her door open and a flashlight sweeping her bedroom. Behind the flashlight was a tall, shadowy figure. Instead of screaming or moving like anyone else would do, she pretended to be asleep. When the man closed the door, she went to her master bathroom and quietly texted my father, who was out of town, as she knew there was no efficient way to dial 911. Then she used the Video Relay 911 service, an ASL interpreter, through video chat. It took 2 tries for her to reach an interpreter. Research shows it can take sometimes 8 to 9 minutes.
No.
While she waited for the cops, she was so calm and intelligent that when my dad told her to turn on the light in the bathroom where she was hiding, she told him she couldn't because the fan would make noise, even though she herself couldn't hear it. So she fucking knew there was a fan that would make noise that would alert everyone. Yeah. Even though
she was thinking of all things, and the people who weren't even in the house being threatened were not.
Exactly. Incredible. After a while, not being able to hear what was going on in the house, my mom felt running on the ground and a crash coming from the other bathroom, which shared a wall with hers. We later found out that it was a burglar diving headfirst through a window. A window which, unbeknownst to him, was over a small hill on the side of the house. He fell far. In 10 minutes, the cops came and 3 burglars, including the now badly injured window jumper, were caught on the scene. A few days after the burglary, after talking about his trauma from that night, my dad excitedly shared with me through Zoom that he had saved, labeled, and dated some items the burglars accidentally left behind in remembrance of this night, instead of turning them in or throwing them out. I now know why I am the way I am. Anyways, I was so angry when I heard the news because I figured they had noticed my mom in the days before and knew she was deaf and tried to take advantage of her. This was validated when we realized that the burglar with the flashlight probably saw her because he closed her bedroom door, then rummaged through mine and my brother's old rooms, as well as the rest of the house, leaving her room alone. Well, fuck them, because my deaf mom is the reason they didn't get away with it. Last week, a few months after the incident, they finally caught the fourth burglar. A quick PSA, if you visit nad.org, you will see the percentage of access to text 911 emergency services per state. Only 6.6% of New York State has this service. This is not okay. We need to make texting 911 accessible to every deaf and hard of hearing individual. Stay sexy and do not fuck with deaf people. N.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. I had no idea.
Right. So and also the person who must have jumped out the window, I'm assuming, was trying to get away from the cops. But they dove through glass.
Drugs.
Drugs.
It's drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that, I mean, can you imagine having to wait 8 or 9 minutes to get a hold of them because they don't have the correct services for your...
It's ridiculous. And I think it's a very, from the little I understand is that kind of the awareness and the services for people, hearing impaired and deaf people are it's very underserved and underpaid attention to.
Lacking. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's ludicrous. Like everyone should have access to 911. Yeah. That should have gone into the program when they started it.
Totally.
That has to change. Totally. That's important. And it makes me feel stressed right now because that's you need to know that someone understands that you need help.
Yeah.
When you have 911.
And then, in a lot of ways, you're way more vulnerable. So you should have, better access than people who aren't deaf. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. This story is creepy sounds when home alone. Hi, friends. I don't know how many episodes ago this was, but after that creepy fucking bell sounded in Karen's house, y'all asked for some scary sounds we've experienced.
We did. I don't remember that.
Just write in and tell us about scary sounds you've heard.
That sounds like us. Hey.
That's why we got those emails that said lightning. Screaming. Okay. This could have been last week or 10 weeks ago, and I wouldn't know because, like Karen said, time is becoming a serious problem. Anyway, although I am not the person who experienced this, it still is one of my favorite family stories. When I was a teenager and my stepsister was a little kid, my older cousin lived with us for a few months. He was in his mid-20s, so he generally kept to himself. One day, my parents and I left the house and let him know that he would be home alone. This seemed peculiar to him, and it stuck in his head, especially with what happened next. A few minutes later, my cousin heard a loud crash, followed by a moment of silence, and then a child's voice. It said, "Now I lay me down to sleep. No. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take." Supposedly, my cousin was hauling ass out of the house in my parents' very suburban neighborhood, thinking that a portal to demonic children hell had just opened. I don't know about y'all, but children monotonously reciting religious things is one of the most cultish activities I can imagine. In reality, my mom's shutting the front door had barely dislodged a shelf in my stepsister's room. Minutes later, it fell and struck the foot of a stuffed animal that recited that prayer.
What are the fucking chances that there happened to be someone there to hear it and lose their shit?
Christian Rube Goldberg machine to fuck with this 20-year-old. Okay, wait. Because the shelf was still on it, the prayer was still playing when we finally returned and inspected it for my cousin, who was still too scared to return to the house.
Yes.
We all tease him now, but fully admit that we probably would have shit ourselves had we been home alone like him. Thank you all for what you do. You have helped me stay grounded the last few months, as I am currently writing this during finals week of my first semester of law school in the middle of the pandemic. Georgia said that your 20s are for finding yourself, your 30s are for achieving that, and your 40s are for living it. I'm approaching 30 and returning to school and have lived by these words since I've heard them. Thank you both for being such an inspiration to so many. Your work is truly important. Best, M.
Aw, that's so nice.
That's nice.
I'd also like to say that like a random shelf randomly falling from a door closing and landing on a fucking children's prayer sounds pretty haunted to me. That's not
It either sounds haunted or that's the Lord working in that 20-year-old young man's life where he clearly was supposed to join the seminary. And,
but I'm a Jew. Okay.
Jewish representation in these stories, please, Karen. Can we
not
please
always
for once
assume that they're your people?
I assume Christianity.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, this is called Classic Dad Revealed Hometown. Hey, y'all. Love you to death. Let's get to it. Recently, I got to see my dad for the first time since last Christmas. With 3 negative COVID tests between us, it's the first time it's been safe, quote, enough, and it meant the entire world to me. Sitting over a pint of Guinness with breakfast.
Nice.
Then it said, because the world is ending, so fuck it. He inquired about you too. He introduced me to the podcast over 2 years ago on a road trip after one of his colleagues told him about you. And while I kept listening after the trip, he prefers to wait until we're together.
Oh.
After my usual gushing and telling him I wrote in about my Newtown's murder at the Serpentarium. Is that a snake house?
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Or a cool bar.
That's right. He asked if I'd ever written about Pearl Bryan. I asked him what the fuck he was talking about, and I realized I was having my moment, finally.
Yes. Yes.
So here goes. Pearl Bryan, born in my hometown of Greencastle, Indiana in 1872, was a sweet and loving 20-year-old, and then it says, quote, socialite, when she was murdered by her asshole dentist boyfriend. Then it says, I don't really know how you can be a socialite in the middle of the cornfields I grew up in, but there you go. So the story goes that when Scott Jackson swept through town, the two immediately fell in love. After she got pregnant, she begged him to stay and marry her so they could start a family. Jackson, however, was an aspiring dentist and didn't want a family to get in the way. You know how when you're...
Yeah, because you need to be free as a dentist.
Right.
You need to just stay up late at night.
Right. Kind of all that baggage of a wife who loves you and a child who looks up to you.
Yeah, no,
You know?
God, that's not the dentist's way.
No, that's not. Everyone
They're
knows
lone
that.
wolves.
That's right. Before there were rock stars, there were dentists, Rolling Stones. So we left town, leaving instructions and writing continued letters to Pearl, instructing her on how to terminate the pregnancy. After months of refusing, he lured her to his dental college in Cincinnati, Ohio, on the false pretense of a wedding. She was last seen at a restaurant with Jackson and his roommate, threatening to go back home and tell her family about the pregnancy. Her headless body was found a few days later by a farmhand in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. The details from then on became a mess of cross-jurisdictional legality and shoddy 1800s journalism. Suffice to say, the two men were hung for her murder in 1897, and they never revealed the location of the head. There are a million tiny amazing details about this case, like the fact that her shoe was used to track down her hometown and provide identification when no one could identify the body, or that her story helped fuel the satanic panic because of rumors that her head was used for devil worship at Bobby McKee's in Kentucky. But this is already incredibly long. We finished the meal with my dad adding, oh, and there was that love triangle murder that shut down the only 2 good restaurants in town like a month before we moved there, too. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother email. Love forever, stay sexy, and never date a, quote, aspiring dentist, Mads.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great advice, Mads.
That's right.
You know what, Mads, here's what I would like you to do. Tell your dads to write in that email of the second story.
Yeah.
I want to hear the love triangle
Me
murders.
too, and I want to hear about the restaurants, too.
We definitely want to know what the appetizers at those restaurants were,
How much
which
they
ones were
cost.
better,
Yeah.
what the charcuterie board looked like, and then, of course, go on to the horror of the murder.
That's right.
The Hulu original series Furious is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. From Liz Merriweather, the Emmy-nominated executive producer of Dying for Sex and The Dropout, comes a gripping psychological thriller.
Starring Emmy Rossum, Furious follows Alice Black, a rookie FBI agent on the hunt for Catherine, a mysterious and calculating female serial killer.
It's Alice's first case on the job, and she's already bitten off more than she can chew.
While Alice believes justice is achieved through law enforcement, Catherine has lost all faith in the legal system.
She's taken it upon herself to terrorize the rich and powerful men of New York in her pursuit of vengeance.
As Alice and Catherine's twisted game of cat and mouse unfolds, the lines between good and evil and right and wrong begin to blur.
With shocking crimes, tangled relationships, and secrets that change everything, Alice discovers there's a thin line between hunter and prey.
Watch the Hulu original series, Furious.
Now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Goodbye. There are some questions humanity may never be able to answer, like, what's the meaning of life?
Or even worse, what do I make for dinner?
Luckily, Hungry Root has one of those covered.
Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped in one. They'll take care of the weekly grocery shopping and recommend groceries and meals tailored to you.
Imagine a world where shopping, planning, and cooking food is simple and stress-free. That's a reality with Hungry Root.
Once you tell them about your goals and preferences, they fill your cart with personalized recommendations. And those recommendations get smarter as Hungry Root learns more about what you did or didn't like.
Most of Hungry Root's recipes can be made in just 15 minutes or less.
I complain about dinner and cooking and that kind of stuff constantly. And Hungry Root provides exactly the thing I'm complaining about's solution. Like, they make a zesty chicken avocado sweet potato bowl that is exactly what I want at the end of the day, but would never, ever take the time to make. And with Hungry Root, it's just right there. It's waiting for you.
For a limited time, get 40% off your first order, plus get a free item in every box for life.
Go to hungryroot.com/MFM and use code MFM.
That's hungryroot.com/MFM, code MFM to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
Goodbye. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and unforgettable moments that make the season so special.
Whether you're planning a weekend getaway, gathering with friends, or simply soaking up every sunny day, Pandora Jewelry offers meaningful pieces designed to celebrate your unique story.
From sun-kissed metals that catch the light beautifully to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra, every detail is crafted to help you express yourself with confidence and style.
Explore charms, bracelets, rings, necklaces, and more, thoughtfully designed to complement every adventure and occasion.
Each design moves with you, from beach days and road trips to rooftop dinners, golden nights, and every memory in between.
Layer your favorite looks, mark life's meaningful moments, and create lasting reminders of a season you'll never want to forget.
Find the pieces that reflect who you are and where this summer takes you.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold.
Goodbye.
Okay, I'm going to have to read you this title, but I'm mad that I have to say these words.
Okay.
I was today years old when I learned that I worked at the site of America's first recorded murder.
Are you mad?
They made me say I was today years old. A thing that needs to stop being said.
Karen,
yesterday.
I can't believe you said that. Are you on Reddit?
I know.
Are you Redditing right now?
This is my new thing. This is my new personality. Being young and saying what everybody else says on Twitter. Now that I've been mean about this person's title.
Okay.
Here we go. And this is how it starts. You're my favorites. Okay, let's get started. Oh, not anymore. In the middle early aughts, I was in my late early 20s. Oh,
I love it.
And recently moved to New York City to work in a makeup store on Spring Street in Soho.
Oh.
The retail space was impressive in and of itself, but what was not visible to shoppers but accessible to employees was a labyrinth of rooms throughout the lower level below. Okay, let me just say this. I shout on you for your subject line, which was, I was today years old.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the best opening paragraphs I've read so far.
It was fucking
Beautifully
solid.
put together.
Solid.
Really nice stuff going on. My full apologies and my humblest, sincerest. Some rooms were finished to be a break room. There was an office for higher ups and a storage space for corporate, but there were other unfinished rooms, clearly from yesteryear, that gave me the downright creeps.
Cool.
One room with an ash floor contained a huge iron furnace that looked straight out of Nightmare on Elm Street, which is hilarious because I just watched Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 last night.
Oh, no, don't do that.
1985, baby. But the room that gave me the chills, literally, we unanimously referred to as the cold room.
Oh, no.
Most of us working in the store did not need to access the cold room as it was out of the way, mostly used for storage, and was a mess of old display units and makeup supplies. I, however, as one of the key holders to the store, would more than occasionally go to the cold room to get something or lock up at night. I never saw anything, but there was always a strange and palpable energy in the room, and you guessed it, the room was always freezing. It could be the hottest, why did I even shower, miserable day of New York summer, and this room would be icy, goosebump, ghostly cold.
Cool.
I had heard stories of how Spring Street was built on or near an actual spring, but never thought to research it until now. As it turns out, if we press rewind, going back to our nation's infancy.
Did she actually send us her term paper?
The apology I owe this person is giganto. As it turns out, if we press rewind, going back to our nation's infancy, before Soho was the land of trendy loft spaces and commercial extravaganza, where I worked was once a marshy place called Lispenard's Meadows. Ooh. There's no way. No. Lispenard's Meadows. And the location of the first recorded murder in the United States.
What?
We're gonna fall back. We're gonna go back to our old ways right now.
Okay.
The interwebs tell us that
Aaron has a love-hate relationship with this letter.
No, it's 99.8% love.
Okay.
Here's the thing that I will tell this letter writer: you don't need to do things like interwebs and I was today years old when you're so genius with everything else you're doing in here. Shun the trends of language of today. It will only sink you.
Totes.
And now we're back. The interwebs tell us that approaching Christmas 1799, the lifeless body of Elma Sands was recovered from a well located on Lispenard's Meadows near the current day intersection of Spring and Green Streets. Levi Weeks, a young carpenter who was reportedly courting Miss Sands at the time, was accused of the murder, which went to trial the following year. Through his family connections, Weeks retained none other than Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr as his defense attorney.
Those guys were buds? Those guys had a lot drama TV show where they were.
Wait a second. This email was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Famously, Weeks was acquitted after only 5 minutes of jury deliberation. The case became known as the Manhattan Well murder, and it is on the books as the first murder in our country containing a recorded transcript. Over the years, there have been reports of eerie occurrences in the area. Some say the ghost of Elma appears in wet clothing. Ooh. Me? I'm hurraying that I finally have something to write to you fine folks about, and that the energy of the cold room did not live in my lone imagination. So that's all I got for now. I'd like to thank you for bringing laughter, storytelling, and the beautiful honesty of your work into my home during this doozy of a year. Remember to trust yourself and that your body knows things that your mind is unconscious of.
Oh, no. You lost Karen. You're just
I'm back entirely. That was a beautiful sentence. Remember, this is what is truer. Remember to trust yourself and that your body knows things your mind is unconscious of. Stay safe and maybe don't accept a job to unknowingly work on a historic murder site. Fondly, Scott. P.S. The well still exists and you can visit it.
Creepy.
Okay, Scott, please don't stop being my friend. I was mean about the trendy language, but that was a beautifully written hometown.
Scott, great job.
I was very worried about how long it was, and that thing clipped right along.
It did great.
Because you're a great writer.
I love that about New York, where the city where when you're in a fancy new restaurant and then you go to use the restrooms, which because everything's so old, it's down these tiny stairs and suddenly you're in the 1800s.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how nice the restaurant is. They have terrible access to bathrooms at every fucking location you're at. And it's creepy and celery. It's like a cellar. It's cellar
filled with celery.
Right.
It smells of celery. Also, the room he described, the Nightmare on Elm Street room, where it's the floor is ash and there's a gigantic old furnace. Because of course they're not going to just go in and crane lift a huge furnace out of there.
Right.
They just leave everything where it is and then things are built on top of it.
I bet there's so many basements and attics to go through and.
Oh, for real.
God,
I mean,
damn it.
The Treasure of New York. Perhaps Scott would write a book called The Treasure of New York.
Truly the Treasure of New York.
Truly treasure. New York style.
Okay, my last one is called Black Mold Story. Speaking of rooms that are too cold. Okay. Hi, best friends who don't actually know me.
Hi.
I heard Georgia mention black mold on a Minisode and wanted to send in my family story. The first house I ever lived in was in Hancock Park, about 3 blocks from Larchmont Village in LA. What's up, Richie?
Hey.
Richie Rich.
Yeah.
So that's
must be nice.
Those are gorgeous old Victorian mid-century-ish mansions. It's they're
Who's
enormous.
your dad? Did he direct Friends? Just tell us.
Well, check this out. I wrote in about how haunted that house was as well. Well, we didn't see it. When I was 2, I started to get extremely sick. I started to cough uncontrollably all the time. I was weak. I looked like I had cancer, and no doctor could figure out what was wrong with me. I wasn't the only one to experience issues. My mom would get bronchitis all the time. She was head of casting at Paramount at the time. There you go.
There it is.
So missing work was not an option. My sister kept getting nosebleeds, and my dad started having memory issues.
Ooh.
We only found out about the mold when the bathroom ceiling collapsed and black water started pouring out.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's bad.
It says casual. I know.
Casual.
Turns out our house was completely infested with black mold. I was and am extremely allergic, which is why I got the worst of it.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up having to literally burn all of our possessions. But
really?
But before that, our insurance company, who knew about the mold the whole time, tried to tell us that the house was safe to move back into after the bathroom was fixed.
What?
Had the contractor not called my dad and told him in Hebrew not to come back, I might not be around today.
Wait, why in Hebrew?
Because they probably were both Israeli, and so it was like, "Hey, brother, like, what's up? Don't move
listen,
back in." Yeah,
look, I'm going to level with you in our native tongue.
Yeah,
type
because
of thing.
we're brothers, so I need to tell you
Got
this. Don't listen to insurance. Safe to say, insurance companies are assholes. After the whole fiasco and 3 rental homes later, we moved into a wonderful home in Los Feliz, right down the street from the La Bianca house.
Ooh.
Thank you for being my comfort during Zoom law school. I'm hoping to be a public defender because this legal system only benefits the fortunate few. Stay sexy and don't trust insurance companies. Katrina.
I
had to burn all their possessions because black mold gets on it's
terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible
Toxic.
for human beings.
Toxic.
Very bad.
Ugh. I just want
That's
to see
crazy.
I want to see the fucking ceiling collapse of black water pouring out.
Do you know that happened at my Aunt Jean's house where we spent much of our time?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 1978. There were these really bad floods in Petaluma. It never stopped raining.
Yeah.
It was like November-ish. And it was the final episode of MASH. So we were all in the living room of my Aunt Jean's house.
Yeah.
In the TV room, and the living room, let's call it that was the living room, the front room.
Yeah.
No one ever went out there unless there was like a party and all the adults would go there. Right. But like the TV room is where everybody actually hung out. Yeah. So both families were in the TV room watching MASH, and the reception got worse and worse because it was storming so bad outside, and we lived out in the country, so everything was on an antenna. And we're like, as we're watching this thing, all of a sudden we hear this cracking sound, and then the ceiling in the living room just collapses in. Like probably a 6 or 7 foot circumference hole
with water pouring through. Oh my!
Because there was holes at my aunt's roof was leaking and stuff, but it was totally soaked insulation. Oh. It was the craziest. It was amazing. But I think it was more like green mold.
Yeah, but when you have when you live in somewhere with a lot of floods, that's when the mold happens. So check, you guys, if you move into a new place and you start getting acne or some weird symptoms, knock down your drywall and see what's in there.
First of all, get your contractor's license.
Yeah.
Then
get
one of those laser compass things.
Right.
A laser balance.
Cool. Those look rad.
Those are very
Send us all your fucked up disaster house stories or whatever else you feel like at Mike.
Yeah, we want to, and whatever you want, do it, send it. We want to hear about it.
That's right.
We'll definitely insult you at least at one point. That's part of it.
That's right.
It's part of being in it.
Yeah,
but we love you.
Thanks for sticking around despite that. We love you.
And because of it. Some people come because of it.
That's true.
Not everybody doesn't like it.
That's true.
Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye. Cheap Caribbean's Jet Set July sale is here.
Right now, save $200 on vacation packages of 4 nights or more with promo code 200BEACH.
Whether you're dreaming of Cancun, Jamaica, or the Dominican Republic, your next vacay just got more affordable.
Don't let summer pass you by without the beach.
Use promo code 200BEACH and get more sand for your dollar.
Head to cheapcaribbean.com today to book your beach vacay.
Goodbye. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye.